Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tool and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Amish, Vitali Z, Colton James, BG, Survive the Spin, FE Patriot, On the Level, Thomas van der Zander, Gary Hughes, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Sea Level Cultist, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, The Name's Burley, Twad Wazzle, Jason Hornsby, Christoph Fournier, Flat Earth Travolta, Chainmails24, Unamento, M, Iron26, Endless, Golden McKinnon, Retro Bill, Michael Kahn, John Kays, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Melby Styles, Hairy Blade, Mobile Mac 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Yun Cat, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now I'll hand across to whoever is in Discord and Google so you can enjoy their dulcet tones while I set up for today's live show.
But it gets really irritating when he claims that you don't need an independent and dependent variable, and then 2 seconds later goes on to describe how you need an independent and dependent variable. He said, he's just a moron.
But yeah, he clearly didn't understand what science was. I mean, turning around and saying that we were off topic about laws of nature, how gas pressure is caused. And then when asked to provide an experiment for how gas pressure is caused, he couldn't do that. But he agreed with us and started to try and educate us upon the scientific method, something that we've been teaching to him for the last few days. So he should know what he's talking about, but when pressed to provide one, he just starts talking about fairy dust.
Yeah, Alpha got him good. He said that someone just telling you something is an experiment.
Just no.
No, I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I'm sure someone clipped it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, man. He's been hop skipping and jumping around everything. Been very. I don't know whether he's. I think it's an ego thing.
Is this guy Nathan Oakley? Is this like the famous guy, like the flat Earth famous retard? Can I talk to him? Can I debate him?
If Nathan's here, yeah, we welcome Nathan to the show.
Yeah, but number 3, you got to watch your mouth. Okay,
say he's late today.
Yeah, hold on, Tree. Listen, watch your mouth.
How are you?
Hello, Nathan.
Hello.
Bonjour. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm running slightly late, so as you were in politics.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. I've only just started setting up, so although it might seem like this is very slick and I'm actually on time, I'm not, and I've got lots of things to do. So if it's okay by you guys in politics. Cool, as you were, as it was.
I'm here for you.
And hello G Plus as well, who I haven't said hello to anybody in either. Good to see you all.
Okay, we got
guys. Happy Friday.
Yeah, Nathan, we got a treat for you. We got Tree Man. He is a doctorate student candidate.
Okay.
And he's been dying to talk to you all week.
Okay, no, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. This is the first time I brought this guy up, but oh well.
Oh, shoot. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, flat Earth is completely implausible for a number of reasons, but I'll, why don't we just stick with one? Assuming, I'm assuming you know what Eratosthenes' result is. Now, I also assume that you know that it assumes a spherical Earth and a distant sun, right? And I personally understand.
Right. Sorry, is that rhetorical? That right? Seeking affirmation. Can you wait till you get it? No, that's not correct.
That Eratosthenes' calculation of the circumference of the Earth assumes a spherical Earth.
What did he measure?
Okay, I don't think you're tracking here. Yes, there was a measurement, right? But he calculated from that the circumference of the Earth, assuming a spherical.
Stop.
Assuming that.
I heard that.
Right? And
that's the second time I've heard it. Stop talking. I don't need to hear things twice. I say, what's the measurement?
Okay, Right.
You
so
say,
yeah,
why are you yammering through me? I've said 4 words.
Because you kind of interrupted me, right? I was in the middle of
I said no.
train of thought there.
I said no, and then I asked you what the measurement was. It's now the 3rd time I've asked you.
Well, the measurement was if you look at the shadows cast by vertical obelisks or sticks, I don't know the exact object he used.
It's called an elevation angle. It's called an elevation angle, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, let's define that then. Let's define that then.
Yes. So if you picture the vertical,
I said let's define it. Let's define it. Are you deaf?
Yeah. So I can just describe it geometrically for you.
You could just define it for a 3rd time. It's every time I ask you for something, you're going to take 3 attempts of me asking you the same thing 3 times. Let's define it.
Are you going to
That's
let me?
4. No, we're going to define an elevation angle with a wanker talking through me because I'm winning. I'm going to win with what this elevation angle definition is. You're not going to win by talking through me. Sir, I'll ask the moderators to shut your dumb globe-believing ass up if you can't help but define an elevation angle, that which Aristophanes is measuring. I've heard you. I've heard your stupid ass repeat your stupid self 2 or 3 times. I understand what you're claiming. I'll tell you, Aristophanes will be measuring Earth flat. Now, if you could tolerate defining the words you're using, that would be an angle of an obelisk, shadow on the ground. An elevation angle, you mean? Shit for brains. Yeah! So let's define that. Not you can just describe it as. It's defined. And we will be measuring Earth flat when you define that angle that Aristophanes measured. Don't give a shit what he calculated. He measured Earth flat. Are you enjoying your time with me that you've been waiting all week for? Because you just told me about a flat Earth prerequisite. A measurement by a man apparently existed. There was a flat Earth measurement, you stupid man.
He's gone, Nathan. Take a breath.
He ran away.
Of course he did, you glurf bitch. You know Earth's measured flat, and when it comes to me telling you that fact, you run. Pathetic. I'll get on with my pressing buttons then, shall I? I'll carry on with what I was doing before I stopped to talk to a guy who couldn't even help listen to a question 3 times. How do you define an elevation angle? That's the only thing he's measuring. What he calculates in sphericity terms will come after a measurement of a flat Earth. He couldn't define it, he had to run. Pathetic, you bunch of coward glurfs.
Happy belated birthday, by the way, Nathan.
Say again?
Happy belated birthday. I forgot to wish you a happy birthday.
Me? What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought it was your birthday a few days ago.
No, not me. Whatever gave you that idea?
Not sure.
Fair enough. Why did I have to put up with a guy telling me I was interrupting him when I'm asking about what he's measuring after saying, oh no, it presupposes a sphere Earth? You're like, no, it measures a flat Earth. Why do I have to deal with that? Why did he have to run away when it came to the point where we're defining that which we're measuring, which is a flat Earth? Why did he run? Was it because I had to stop him in his tracks while he rumpus the living shit out of me getting to the point of what we're measuring, with him trying to obfuscate it, saying, oh, well, we'll calculate a globe, though. We calculate it. Yeah, well, I'm not going to tolerate that shit when we measure Earth flat, and that's exactly what Aristophanes does, but what he won't tolerate me stopping him and pointing that out. Oh, well, you're interrupting. Yeah, you're damn right I am. You're measuring a flat Earth. I'm not going to allow you to. You're not going to tell me that Earth's a sphere because I measure Earth flat and then calculate a sphere with it. Bollocks! Piss off, you pathetic coward.
What is an elevation angle?
And we never got to define it, even though it was part of his example. It was part of his example. He just didn't want to define it now, did he? He's claiming he's proving Earth's a sphere and flat Earth's not possible. And yet when it comes down to what he's actually measuring, he won't define it. Oh, I could just describe it to you. It's kind of like this. Get lost. Dickhead, we measure Earth flat. You measure Earth flat. Everyone measures Earth flat. It's been measured flat for thousands of years, according to you dickheads. So we're all clear, Earth's measured flat then. But what, you can calculate a sphere into that? Wow, how fantastic for you, you fundamentalist sphere-believing retard.
Well, that was a waste of tuition, right?
Yeah, I half expected more because he had been, maybe it wasn't all week, okay, but it's been multiple days. He came in here and like wanted to know how long till Nathan's in the chat. I'm like, dude, Friday. Okay, still Friday. Comes back the next day, still Friday morning. Oh, I don't know. I heard he's not going to show up. Yep, he'll be here Friday morning. And then
It's just
just
crazy. Crazy because, conversation's all right. It's like, would you mind defining that for me right there? Elevation angle. Shit goes to shit at the point that a conclusion is supposed to be had every time. Weird.
Yeah, because we used to whistle right past it in early days. We didn't acknowledge, we didn't recognize it. Now we do, and now we don't let them get past it.
Yes, totally unreasonable. I didn't get my chance to tell him off for using flat Earth measurements after telling us that Earth couldn't be flat. I didn't get my chance to tell him off for that, did I? I just got to get annoyed with him as he rambled through me asking him to define an elevation angle 3 times. Then, oh, you're interrupting me, that's why I'm not defining. Piss off. I want to tell you off for using a flat Earth. You're not allowed to do that anymore, globe dickheads. Stop using flat Earth measurements to claim you're on a bleeding ball. Yeah? If you do it, you're going to get told off for it.
Something tells me he'll listen to this later. He'll hear it.
Something tells me he's listening right now.
It's just
Can we
cheeky.
get this?
It's just absolutely outrageous. It's like a guy saying black people don't exist and then blacking up. It's like, just what are you doing?
Can we get the sustainable by design one just for the record? If people are listening and they're new, they might not know what it's defined as.
Elevation angle. The angle of elevation is the angle between the horizontal line and the line of sight which is above the horizontal line. It is formed when an observer looks upwards. Suppose you're standing on the terrace of a building and looking upwards at the sky or at the sun or moon. The angle thus formed between your height from the ground level and the line of sight is formed called the angle of elevation. That's formulas, definitions, and examples, or the one that Neil wants. Altitude angle, sometimes referred to as solar elevation angle, describes how high the sun appears in the sky. The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. Sustainable by design, definition of altitude angle. That's what he's measuring. Flat Earth.
Can we stop there for a second? If there are any globers in here, could you tell us what the horizontal plane the observer is standing on? Where would that come from in the definition of an elevation angle on a globe?
You can't get an angle from a globe. A globe's a curved surface. It's 2 straight lines meeting at a vertex, one of which is formed with the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. It's an altitude angle with respect to how high things are, like how high the sun is in the sky. If you're Aristophanes, yeah, that's an elevation angle, otherwise known as altitude angle. It's completely and directly connected to the ground when you describe altitude, elevation, heights, directly tied to the ground. And it's a straight line, directly tied to the ground. So it cannot connect to a sphere, just to make that clear, chocolate.
Yeah, I wanted a glober to say that.
They won't.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we got to give him a shot, But my man, the first guy stepped up, he took a shot and failed.
Crit, what we got? Like
maybe somebody else could step
40
up.
something. No, we got 54 people in here. Can you go through the list and maybe ask them that question?
Yeah,
What's the question we're asking?
yeah, if there's anyone that wants to talk. I know Asmongold probably wants to talk to you.
Asmongold.
Hold on, Eli, was it Eli saying we should ask down the line what question should we ask? And was that Eli, or am I just being rude to another random black man?
No, that was Eli.
Fine.
No,
good.
this is Joseph.
That was
You lie,
Joseph.
you lie.
Yeah. Okay. No, I want to ask what they think about sustainable by design's definition of elevation angle.
I love that one.
Yeah, I think Asmongold. You want to take that?
I find these conversations rather unproductive. I just come here for entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, what do you? Well, I mean, can you add to it though? Like, what do you think of that definition? Like, top G or bottom G?
Well, we'd be beating a dead horse here, right?
Is what do you think, motherfucker? Shit. Oh,
No
I'm
swearing,
sorry,
please.
Nathan.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just slipped
Hey,
out.
You should find someone else to talk about this. I've talked about this extensively, and I just don't find them productive. I'm just here for entertainment, like watching TV.
Okay. Well, Earth's measured flat with elevation angles. It's part of the definition. Horizontal plane the observer is standing on. I don't really understand what you mean if you say you're flogging a dead horse. We just measure Earth flat. There's nothing to flog. This metaphor makes no sense to me. But fine, you can sit on mute if you don't feel the need to interject with your fundamentalist, presumably sphere belief, based on us defining what a flat Earth measurement will be when Aristophanes is claimed to measure a ball. But he didn't. He measured Earth flat with an elevation angle, just to make that clear. I'm flogging a dead horse because I know Earth's measured flat. Whoever's off mute, refracted, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, of course it is. They know this too. This is part of their rhetoric. They know it's measured flat. I don't know why they want to argue it.
Well, anyone else on the list? I mean, if you guys are genuine, we're just wanting to talk about one definition. We don't want to curse you out. We don't want to get all hypersensitive. We're just asking you what you think about the definition. Is there anyone out there who's reasonable who wants to have a conversation?
I want to know what horse we were flogging
Randy.
and how long it's been dead.
Do we really have to pick people out and call you guys by name? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
It's Friday. I'm here for the show. What's up?
yeah. Ice Cube, he was making this same type conversation yesterday, and you should speak up about it.
He's making that for 5 days.
Ice Cube? Like the rapper?
I knew you were going to say that. Well, if he's making it for 5 days, he's got to have it down pat by now.
Alrighty then. No brave souls, just the one guy waiting all week and no one else. Fair enough.
You're
Well,
frightening them,
chocolate
Nathan.
for the old days. Give us one already then.
Give us one what?
I want chocolate for the good old days to give us one already then.
Alrighty then.
Oh no, the singing one, the singing one.
Like in the Amen. Alrighty then.
Yeah, that one, that one.
Alrighty then.
Much better. This is it. This is a live show. We've got 96 people watching, almost 100 people watching. We're giving you renditions of Ace Ventura. Terrible. This is what you paid your 0 dimes for.
When you're looking for people to defend their magical spinning water ball, then this is what you get. I mean, what are we going to do?
In all fairness to them, it is part of their rhetoric that it's measured flat. They can't deny that, else they lose the latitude system, the radius, all that stuff goes out the window when they deny those measurements. So they need them.
Yeah, but they are denying them. They're telling us it's not the ground.
Hear them denying it? Or I don't hear anything.
No, they run away. They don't deny it. They can't deny it. If they deny the flat Earth measurement their globe's based on, they're ultimately denying any measurement of what they claim to give them a globe. Well, are you denying the measurement that Aristophanes used? You're all for telling us how it's calculated and extrapolated into sphericity, but when it comes to the actual basic base measurement that he takes in the first place, I've got to go. Left something in the oven.
Well, the guy last week that said he couldn't get it because it was a curved angle. That's the point.
I'm driving through a tunnel.
Yeah, last week the guy did exactly the same thing, but when it came to us pushing him to accept that he's got a flat Earth being measured with an elevation angle, he's like, he couldn't have measured the world. You're like, what, Aristophanes couldn't have measured it? You're the one bringing this up as an example. And when we point out Earth's measured flat, you say, no, well, he definitely didn't measure an angle, Earth's curved. So he couldn't be getting an angle. It's like, okay, way to relinquish your own example. Apparently there were some moans about us after the fact yesterday, so we went to Earth Awakenings. Is that right? Is that what it's called? Yesterday.
That's correct. Yes, Earth Awakenings.
Very, very accommodating, which was a surprise because I was led to believe, they all hate you there. Well, okay, well, we'll see. Very accommodating. And then after the fact, I get messages from people going, after you left, everybody moaned. And I'm like, I'm sure everybody didn't moan after I left. So a couple of people did name specific people who moaned after I'd left. But it's like, no, that is the reasonable thing to do. Do it behind my back while I'm not there. That's perfectly fine. That's how it should be.
Do you still think you'll be welcome back when you show up again?
Yeah, I would think so. It's a server, right? So there's going to be individuals in there that don't like what I do or how I do it. Now, I kind of, when I went in yesterday, that was my opportunity, or their opportunity, to say, actually, no, I strongly object to how you do things. And then I get to hear it, right? Because I wasn't there to debate anybody and I didn't attempt to. So, but if once I've gone, they're like, actually, I don't like you. Well, I'm not here to hear that or say, okay, well, I could change and hopefully we'll get on better. But they didn't take that opportunity. They waited till I'd left, which is a shame. Maybe people will come in after the fact if they hear this. Like, oh, Nathan heard you were slagging him off after he left Earth Awakenings. And then they come in here to say, actually, no, I just don't like this, that, and the other, which is fine. You don't have to like everything.
Where'd you hear that from?
Hold on. Do you think that is because people, small-minded people talk about people, instead of I doubt they address the arguments or the statements of fact made.
Maybe that's true. Yeah, I see where you're going, but when it was sales, when I was flogging stuff, people buy from people. They need something, but they buy from people, don't they? Go ahead, whoever that was from Discord. Meep.
Go ahead, Meep.
Put the bid out.
Yeah. Meep might be hype.
Put it around to the other side.
Yeah, it's Meep.
There's a few bags in it. We've had post for him over the road.
You got post for him over the road, have you, Moop?
Yeah,
well, just keep it. I mean,
just been over there.
Keep it. Light a fire with it. We don't care if you've got his post, Meep.
If
you could mute yourself, that'd be great. Thanks.
If he lights a fire, we could all plug in.
Why did you call Nate Asmongold? Is it just because he's in Rob Asmongold's face? Why would you want Asmongold as your avatar? Like really grabby. No, he's not buying.
Hey, Nathan, I'm confused because I thought they said we were welcome there. Now I'm hearing that you heard otherwise after we left?
Yes. But that doesn't particularly concern me. It's a fairly big server. So, not immediately, instantly seizing the moment and going, actually, yes, I will take this opportunity to air my grievance about Nathan Oakley 1980 and his panelists and his show. Yes, I will take this opportunity. Well, I've gone. I've been in there 10 minutes, 15, maybe 20 max. And then I've gone and someone's gone, actually, now he's gone, I actually do have some objections and I'd just like to air them amongst my own people while he's not here. Again, perfectly reasonable. I mean, you're in a public server, so it's going to make its way back to me. But on the other hand, it's like, no, there's going to be people anywhere that dislike what I do, right? But no, I'm sure we'll toddle along to Earth Awakenings. It's nice to know we can.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah. Well, the main guy, like SEM Montreal, he's one of the main guys there. He was very accommodating, and so was a couple other guys that I recognized their voices, that they were the main guys there. They seemed to be okay with it, so, oh well. Can't please everyone.
Somebody said the guy who was asking me questions, that's SEM Montreal. wanted to know about my position on Antarctica. That was one of the comments I got. And I'm like, but he asked me my position on Antarctica and I told him. I don't know if they were trying to inform me on something that I wasn't aware of because I was there while it was happening. I don't really understand that particular commenter. Another remark about it, but, you know, it's obviously been noteworthy. Several people have just made remarks about the fact that we went into Earth Awakenings. Quantum Eraser himself was very vocal about that fact, was he not?
Yes, he was.
And I could understand why they might dislike him and his attitude in that regard. Fortunately.
Why? Because he calls him Landon and Misfit Toys? They didn't sound like misfits to me yesterday. I have to say, when we first went in, I think they were handling themselves pretty good.
Yeah, right up until some guy started claiming that there's a reflection off a dome to explain the midnight sun in Antarctica, at which point I'm like, just before we get into this, and I can't help myself, I am welcome here, right? That was kind of where I stepped in, because I didn't want to get into the wrangle-dangle immediately with a flat earther, which is what would have happened if it had been like the same thing next week, if we're there next week. You know what I mean? I'll put this as a call to action. So politics, as you can probably hear, it's not like people are falling over themselves to debate the stupid numpty flat earther. I mean, it was when I first got here, but that brave soul hasn't piped up again, unless it was the same guy. But either way, you know, I'm sure there's other servers where other people in the audience might frequent and go, actually, it'd be nice if you popped by to my server sometime. Then it would be nice to do exactly that and maybe spread our wings a little bit. But at least for the time being, we've got a couple of regular servers, politics and flat earth debate. And occasionally we'll go into Earth Awakenings for the meantime. But it'd be nice to expand that and have a few, like several, that we're welcoming. It feels weird. I could launch into what we've been doing all week, right? Talk about the scientific method. But I'm preaching to the converted. Most of the people in the server already are acutely aware of what science is and, more importantly, what it isn't.
I would like to hear it.
Well, the pseudoscience definition is going to go alongside all of these shows about what science and the scientific method is in the most basic of format, like breaking down the steps in the scientific method, observe natural phenomena, formulate a scientific prediction, hypothesis, and then actualize your hypothesis with an experiment. Well, what is pseudoscience? Well, pseudoscience is a claim of science that has not been through the scientific method. So every time you hear somebody use the words involved in the scientific method, like theory, hypothesis, experiment, and they haven't actually gone through that process, those steps, observe natural phenomena, formulate a scientific prediction, actualize the prediction with experimentation. If they haven't done that, and they're saying this is an experiment, then it's pseudoscience. It's important that people are appreciating why we're taking them through the scientific method. When people say, you've never performed a scientific method-based experiment in your life. And you're like, why would I? This isn't a science category. It's claimed to be a science category when people make up just so stories about the world. And then to lend credence and validity to their statements, they say, that's science! Or, well, I proved it with experiment. I made a prediction. And so on and so forth. Well, they're doing that to lend credence to their just so story or logical fallacy, where they haven't got science. So what do they get categorized as when they do that? Well, pseudoscience. That's what pseudoscience is. A claim of science that has not been through the scientific method. That's it.
And funny enough, that's exactly what that, I think her name is Inga or Ing Lehman. That's what she done when she declared that there's a molten iron core. If you read that whole thing, she just theorized, no experiment done. I think she used P waves and S waves and came to the conclusion that there's a molten iron core.
You'll need a flat earth for those P waves and S waves.
Oh dear, again?
You have to trust him, bro.
Would you have to trust me when I say stuff? It's just fact. like P waves and S waves, you'll need a flat Earth to measure them. That's just a fact. Don't have to trust me. There's a lot of that at the moment, though, eh? Trust me, bro.
Did someone just use the globe's greatest argument? Trust me, bro. That's the globe's greatest argument. Trust me, bro. It's a
Trust
globe.
me, bro. I'm in the know. Please don't call me a fake. Yeah, trust me, bro. That's the point, isn't it? It doesn't matter what these guys are claiming that might be legitimate. They haven't got to the crux of the actual fallacy being used to assert that either Earth isn't flat or Earth is a globe. Like, if you break down those things, then you're a useful flat earther. If you don't break those things down, then it's trust me, bro. Other than in comments, has anybody got into wrangle dangles with people about the 24-hour sun proving something? Because we really haven't got into it with anybody. I've had McToon from Antarctica itself, and then that's it.
Nobody, like, none of my friends, nobody anywhere has even mentioned it. But maybe that's just my friends.
What?
Yeah, it fizzled out
That's
pretty
crazy.
quick,
I
didn't
thought they'd have like a parade or something, like globe parade. But why is there no globe parade for? But we saw the sun in the sky for a certain amount of time. Yay! Let's celebrate.
Some flat earthers believe we should welcome them back as heroes.
I was
And
going to
again,
say that. That's my line.
In 2015, 2016, this would be a newsworthy moment. The news is not picking it up as far as I can tell.
I think that's what they're waiting on, the next news piece to tell them what to respond with.
They're waiting for the news to tell them how they should feel about it.
How'd they find Antarctica? How do they know they went to Antarctica? That's interesting.
How do we know they went? I don't. I can't validate that.
No.
They flow on a flat Earth, over a flat Earth.
How would you know that's where you're going on Earth?
How would you know? Well, you'd navigate to it.
That's a problem. How'd you navigate?
Flat.
I had an interesting interaction on one of the other channels, and they were saying to me that the final experiment means I, the flat earther, have to stop talking about flat Earth. But they still can. And I'm like, okay, can you walk me through that?
Big Daddy Flurf, can you mute, please?
Oh, sorry.
It's bloody Eli, isn't it? Typical. Should have been more angry.
So for some reason or another, inside the globalist worldview, the final experiment means that flat earthers have to stop talking about flat Earth. Only the globalists can talk about flat Earth. And this came up because of yesterday, they did that SpaceX number 6, and it crashed and burned. And the whole time, McDuffie just cried about how much he hates flat earthers. So my thing was like, hey, look, he can't even enjoy the day and watch SpaceX crash and burn again for the 6th time and enjoy it for what it was, just a multi-million-dollar firework. He's got to cry about how much he hates flat earthers.
What's to hate? I don't get it. I don't hate
But
flat
just being wrong, apparently, or something.
He hates us because
that was a crazy fireworks show, bro.
He hates us because he thinks we're wrong. Okay. I mean, I know he's wrong, but I don't hate him. I know he's a fraud, but I don't care. I don't spend any time thinking about the fraud known as Duffy and how wrong he is. I know he's wrong. I know he's a fraud, but I couldn't care less. It's inconsequential. But yet, he thinks we're wrong and spends a prolonged period worrying about it and losing sleep over it and moaning and bleating about it. That's messed up, man.
Yeah, well, it's the way they've been trained to look at it. They know it's flat. They know it. It's just,
But if we're wrong, why do they
they
spend
don't want
10
us
years?
talking about it.
Why do you spend 10 years coming at us, telling us to drink bleach and jump off a bridge? Like, just go live your life, dude. Why are they bothering us?
It's because I think what John's driving at is that to be whole, they must have a complete consensus view that's in agreement. Because that's how their reality is based, on consensus. We don't align with their consensus. Well, that messes the whole thing up and causes some people to lose quite a lot of sleep. You need to be in line with our consensus view of what the world is. Not being is bad.
You're missing it. This was supposed to cause a massive exodus from Flat Earth. That was why Jiren was going there. The biggest YouTuber about Flat Earth.
No. Oh, Neil, did you not hear? Nick left.
Oh yeah, that's right. Besides Nick, so that was supposed to cause a chain reaction of Flat Earthers leaving, and it didn't. That's why he hates us.
Everyone say hello to Will Duffy. Hey, Will Duffy, we're still here. You affirm the consequent. Well done. Earth still measured flat, like all your participants. You utilise the Earth as. Well done. You affirmed that Earth's measured flat, Duffy. I can see why you'd hate us, given that you've got a religious belief that you need to affirm by going down there and spending, what, 250 grand? Wonderful.
Oh my God. But I just,
say hi to me.
Theorize that this final experiment is to test the temperature of the people.
Very
Are
good.
they buying
You
this?
got it.
What? You wouldn't use a thermometer?
When his street talk,
It's more
testing
like
the
a
temperature,
social.
testing the waters, the government's way of throwing information out there and seeing how people take it.
Oh boy.
So they're not taking this well, and that's what the result of the whole experiment is. You got somebody like Jaron who's supposed to sheepdog everyone, and it didn't work this time like it would have worked in 2016. Well, it didn't even work in 2016, so I don't know.
You mean behind the curve? That failed too. They tried then.
You guys know Nick left, right? Nick's gone. He ain't coming back.
You got to explain that, Nathan, because some people might be in the dark.
Okay. He went on Answers in Genesis. They asked him, what's the dealio? Has everyone turned? What's their beliefs? Have you found out their beliefs? What's their beliefs? Is their beliefs changed or what? And Duffy was like, yeah, one Flurf got in touch with me, Nick, and said, no more. I'm not a flatty anymore. So, and if you want to get in touch with Duffy to check the list of one, you can do that. He gave his email after telling us that Nick left. So you can confirm it, that Nick left. And also, no, that's not quite strictly fair. Also, this is big news, a couple of the participants who went down there might leave Flat Earth. Might. He'll keep us posted. So, pretty much 100% success rate. I mean, so far, one conversion back to Globe Earth costs 250 grand. I mean, just keep spending those 250 grand trips and eventually you might get two Flat Earthers go back to the globe. We'll see. So far, just one. According to him. And he'll keep us posted.
Was that the same interview where he said that we should be spending our money doing better things in life or something?
Yes, that's right. Yes. The reason he went and spent lots of money to convert one person back to the globe Earth was because we should be doing better things with our life that are more productive. Be a better use of time and money.
I think he meant Christians there. He's focused on the Christians that have bought into this lie.
What lie would that be, Neil? You have to contextualize it when you say words like that.
Oh, the flat, he considers Flat Earth to be a lie and a psyop and something put there by Satan himself.
Oh, really?
To deceive Christians.
But so when he measured Earth flat and Toon measured Earth flat, they're both Christians. They both levelled their tools to the equatorial plane and measured elevation angles on a flat plane. Were they led by Satan, by their own standards then? Were Duffy and Toon led by Satan to measure a flat Earth in Antarctica? I ask you.
Obviously, by the standard that was just laid down, yes.
Toon, according to Duffy, you've been led by the hand of Satan himself to measure Earth flat in Antarctica. How dare you? Yeah, we're laughing at you, you dickheads who spent so much money to go and look at a sun above the horizon for 24 hours. And then what? What happened next? Did everyone buy into your antipodal assumption and decide that going south meant going down to the bottom of a ball automatically? Nobody here did that. I mean, lots of already globe idiots cope from that. So what did you do? You affirm the biases of those who are already on a globe. That's what they achieved, isn't it? Oh, and set the cat amongst the pigeons, because lots of flat earthers got quite irritated with their seeming leaders like Jaron and Dave when they defended this shit to the nth degree. Amazing. But other than us saying, well, bugger off Jaron, bugger off Dave, bugger off Whitsit, you're all scammers and shills, other than that, nothing really changed at all. Nick did change sides. That is a loss that we will have to suffer. But other than Nick, nothing happened. It was $250,000 to convert one man from what Duffy's told us so far on Answers in Genesis. If you want to confirm that one man, you can get his email to confirm that. One guy converted back to Glurf. But yeah, Duffy also said we should be getting on with our lives because we're wasting our time and money doing flurf. Well, thanks for your opinion. Sorry, how much did it cost you to go to Antarctica? Give us the conversion rate numbers. We'll work it out on a per head basis of how much it was worthwhile.
I don't know if you could use that. Do we know for sure and without a doubt that Nick knew the Earth was flat, or was Nick just a believer?
No, that's self-evident. If he knew the Earth was flat like we do, you can't walk away. It's like the Glurfs who know the Earth's measured flat can only run away when it comes to us pointing that out. Example, case in point, right at the beginning of this show. Well, Aristophanes calculated a globe. Earth can't be flat. Oh, really? What did he measure? Well, I don't think that's important. He calculated a globe, didn't he? No, I think it's pretty important what he measured. Well, he measured an obelisk and a shadow. What, like an elevation angle? Yeah, let's define that. No, I don't think I will. I think I'd rather run away than define that, because then we'll all know that Earth's measured flat as the very first thing we do.
Damn, I thought British people weren't supposed to be stupid. Fuck.
Why are you swearing at me? I'm not stupid. What are you talking about? I was educated privately. What are you babbling about? I'm not stupid.
It was a squawk and run. He ran it. He squawked and ran.
Oh, right. A coward. I thought Americans were less cowardly. Why would I do that? It's just not needed. You are a coward, sir. You came and ran.
He could only stand us talking about the flat Earth.
Yeah.
For so long. He had to do something.
I can't bear it. People think you're stupid and I'm going to tell you. You're all stupid. Gotta go. I'm going to leave the oven on.
That's pretty sad. Wow.
No, it's not sad. It's telling, right? Because if you had something else, you'd provide that instead of your little ad hom. Because that was silly, and that just makes your side look incredibly silly.
Well, I can't wait to hear that back, Nathan, because the guy that brought up Aristophanes, he studied about 4 or 5 times in a row. You didn't hold him to it. You didn't bring it to his attention, but I can't wait to hear it. He studied like 3 or 4 times consecutive.
Yes, because he knows damn well where I'm going when I ask him to define an elevation angle, doesn't he? He knows where that's going. He's going to a flat Earth measurement. He knows it, I know it, and he just doesn't want the people around him to know it, because if the people around him don't know it, he can believe he has a consensus view that the calculation of a globe is all that matters. Me pointing out that Earth must be measured flat to calculate a globe with the flat Earth measurement that he needs isn't really comporting with his need for a consensus. And he's only here to make us think differently, so we align with his consensus view. The guy who told us we're stupid, Why are we stupid? Because we don't align with his consensus view when we point out how Earth's measured flat to achieve a globe Earth for him to believe in, to have a consensus view necessitated.
What I get from this the final so-called experiment, it's more detrimental in my head, because to me, I think, all right, so you've got all this funding, you've got this guy, this Glover, who's got money and funding and all the resources to do all of this. You couldn't find a way to actually prove the curvature itself, right? So what that tells me is that there is no way for that to happen. And obviously we know that that's never going to happen. But speaking from their side, right? Why would they go waste money to go look at the sun somewhere doing something instead of actually getting actual measurements of the curve they believe in? And you spent all that money and all these resources and funding to see the sun and not measure the curve of the Earth. So what that tells me is that that will never happen, and it's impossible because the Earth is flat.
I don't know. I think we've had a huge amount of influence on how influential the TFE wasn't. Now, imagine if we never said a word, and every second time Duffy was in front of a camera, he said, "Yeah, we go down to Antarctica, and when we're on the bottom of that Earth that's a ball, we observe a 24-hour sun, actually positionally at the bottom of a ball, rotating around an axis that I automatically assume." If he'd managed to lace every single example with, it could only happen on the bottom of a ball, so we assume we're on the bottom of a ball and observe it happen, therefore it happened because we're on the bottom of a ball. Notice how I said we're on the bottom of a ball when we're going to Antarctica to observe this, light in the sky above our head, on the bottom of a ball. It'd have done it non-stop. Us, we break down the fallacy for 6 months, maybe 8 months before he's even got there. No. If P, then Q, Q, therefore P. If I'm on the bottom of a ball, I'll observe a 24-hour sun. I observe a 24-hour sun, therefore I'm on the bottom of a ball, affirming the consequent. Formal logical fallacy. If P, then Q, Q, therefore P. The fallacy being one doesn't necessarily follow the other. It's just making a random observation. Yeah? If Earth's a unicorn, then when I reach the horn of the unicorn, I'll observe a 24-hour sun. I did observe a 24-hour sun, therefore I must be on the horn of a unicorn. No. It's just affirming the consequent. I could say anything. If Earth is a giant chocolate-covered strawberry, then I'll observe a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. I did observe a 24-hour sun. Earth must be a giant chocolate-covered strawberry. No, you just assumed that was going to be the position that you took. Well, how could you possibly say that? Look, if Earth's a giant chocolate-covered strawberry...
You are fucking mental, mate. You are nuts.
Another guy that's coming in to tell me with lots of swearing. You sound common and stupid. You have a lack of vernacular. Am I correct? I'm pretty sure I'm correct in how stupid you sound. You sound very stupid. Ignorant. Poorly raised. Were you raised in a single-mother family? I will assume so. Because you're failing to respond to any of my questions. Have you run away? Like a coward? So it sounded like the coward single-mother family boy has run away. What a shame.
Keep going, Nathan. This is good.
Well, yeah, but that's all you can get at this point. Now that it's been laid down, there is no argument to be had.
Oh, you mean once everybody acknowledges that Earth is measured flat, it's game over? Are you kidding me? Because somebody just told me Nathan is denying a 24-hour sun in the north and a 24-hour sun in the south.
Am I?
What's the relevance of a 24-hour sun?
I don't know. I was just breaking it down, though. If you assume you're on the bottom of a ball, then you could assert that because you're on the bottom of a ball, you saw a 24-hour sun on the bottom of that ball that you assumed in the first instance. That's how TFE broke down. But because we were there to interject and point that fallacy out, Duffy didn't do that while he was on his little road trip. So when we now go, okay, what's it prove? Nobody knows! He didn't sell the fallacy along with the trip, did he? Why? Well, because we were pointing it out constantly, and you can be damn sure he was watching. So it's like, oh, yeah, I don't get around that. So I better not lay it down in that way. I'll just subtly lay it down occasionally. Oh, yeah, well, your audience don't pick up on subtlety, do they, Duffy? They're all thick as shit. You needed to really labour the point. You needed to over-egg that pudding heavily for them to understand that you need to beg the question that you're on the bottom of a ball for this to mean anything. And he didn't do it. We stopped that. So it proved nothing because nobody's begging the question of being on the bottom of a ball when they talk about TFE. They need to be led, don't they? The audience. Laboured the point of how it proves something by fallacious reasoning. That needs to be over-egged constantly. Repeated constantly. So when someone says, well, what does this prove, TFE? Well, it proves I'm on the bottom of a ball, doesn't it? Because I assume I'm on the bottom of a ball. Nobody's saying that because nobody heard it.
I'm getting an answer. You said you can't explain that on a flat earth retard.
You don't explain existence. Explain dog, Neil. Just explain dog. Why would I have to? What the hell are you on about?
I don't know. Did you make a claim about it?
It can only happen on a globe.
No, it can't. The globe inference comes from measuring Earth flat, and the example to suggest that you're on a globe by antipodal assumption involved measuring elevation angles with the sun that they observed on a flat Earth. So no, when they say only possible on a globe, what globe? The globe that's derived from flat Earth measurements. Game over.
And matter of fact, they did take those measurements. They were nice enough to give them. The sun was between 15 degrees with respect to the horizontal plane and 35 degrees of the horizontal plane for 24 hours. So
welcome to flat Earth. You measured Earth flat for elevation angles of the observation of the sun. What's that? Explain the sun. I've no idea. Do you not listen to any of the shows? I have no idea what the sky is, what the sun is, what the moon is. We know that's claimed to be a burning ball of gas 93 million miles away. Where's that figure come from? Oh, a derivation of a flat Earth elevation angle to give you a radial value for Kepler and Huygens to scale the world and give you a 93 million mile sun? Yeah, that's bollocks. Earth's measured flat for that distance, isn't it? So no, we're not on a sphere moving around the sun in a Keplerian motion. Absolutely not. Meanwhile, Earth was measured flat in every single example that you wanted us to prove that this could only work on a ball. No, every single example of that ball will lead back to a flat Earth that's being measured. Like what you're saying, oh, well, there's a south and north seeming rotation with stars. Yeah, we're acutely aware of how we map the world. Yes, it would seem that is the case. And we have described that for years with the celestial sphere, with two mapping systems placed antipodally to describe them conveniently in that sphere that is used to project, by Haversine conversion, points that were mapped flat onto a global surface, so that you can then wrap tubes around that globe and then project those points back out onto the tube and then roll it out flat again. That entire convoluted process we have covered so much that I can summarise it in about 30 seconds. Earth's measured flat to produce a ball to project onto flat maps.
You're going to love this, Nathan. Hand wave dismissal. Jiren gets it. Why don't you follow him?
Yeah, hand wave dismissal. Now I described the projection and production of a globe Earth for you to say that it could only work on. How is that a hand wave? Detailing Aristophanes, Kepler and Huygens? No, that's very much in line with the rhetoric of the globe Earth that you think you are on, that you say it could only work with, and how Earth was measured flat to achieve that belief. You hold. I also got to the point where I said, meanwhile, Earth is measured flat in every single example that produced the ball he believed in, and is telling me that what, I should align with Jaren and his consensus fuckwittery? Absolutely not. Never a straight answer. For you being you, thanks, Nathan. Oh, I'm so flattered. My face is all red. Thank you for the super chat.
How does that feel, Jiren? You got people telling us flat earthers follow you. A global. Wow.
I don't care. People who were following Jaren are presumably leaving him by the wayside and calling him a shill. Not for the reasons we called him, a con artist projecting scammer. and showing his scams and the amount of money he charges for the crap that he's actually doing. That's a bit unfair by me. I'll just take that back, right? Jaren charging for his time is perfectly legitimate. I'm just a bit bitter because he's calling me a scammer for absolutely no reason other than I say science proves things. Now, recently, he's dropped his justification for calling me a scammer and just calls me a scammer. Now, when it's been put to me, well, look at all these things he's charging for. I'm like, yeah, so? Charge for his time. That doesn't make him a scammer. He's milking the teat of flat Earth. He's milking all the flat earthers for every dime they're worth. But milking people dry is not scamming them. He's charging for his time.
Yeah, but Nathan, you can't charge for your time giving marriage counseling out. You're not a freaking psychiatrist or a doctor or anything like that. Psychologist. Who is he to do something like that?
He can do whatever he likes. I don't care.
That's not a fair comparison. Show me where you can get a PhD in flat Earth, and then that would be a fair comparison.
I don't care either. The legitimacy as me as an individual, it's like, trust me, bro, I don't care about that either. Do you see me as completely unworthy of trust? Oh, okay, I couldn't give a crap. Yes, as long as my wife trusts me, I'm good. My kids, they're kind of mandatory. They will trust me because they're my kids. Yeah? So aside from that, generally, goes out in circles of family and friends. But you tosser, you don't trust me? Get lost. Earth's measured flat whether you trust me or not. Don't need trust to know that. Now I've told it you don't have to like it. What, because you don't trust me, you won't accept that? That's something completely different, isn't it? You take your cope however you want it served. Earth is still measured flat, though.
Yeah, but you can't deny that at one time, Jiren was a giant here. Oh, how the mighty have fallen for no reason.
Yeah, but Witsit did vape down there. So I think it is only fair that we should condemn him.
There was reason. He believes that he was sold a map or handed down a map, which he then took as a model, which doesn't make sense. But he accepted that as what the world is and decided to teach that. When I say teach, quotes in his words, and decided to teach that for 8, 9, 10 years or whatever. Right? And now he realizes it's wrong, even though supposedly he realized already that it was wrong. I don't know how that works, but okay. Yeah, that's why he is where he is.
Was he ever shown this map/model that wasn't flat?
No, they're all flat. That's kind of what I would say if someone says, where's your flat Earth map? My response, all maps are flat.
So they don't pull a globe out when they're sailing the seas?
No, but they can allude to the fact that the process I described quite concisely earlier, where they have a tube-shaped map cut down the middle and rolled out flat, in the case of the transverse Mercator projection, the familiar map that most people will be aware of when they think of a world map. That square grid map, called the Mercator, is a tube that's been cut down the middle after having its points projected out from a globe surface that was created by taking the points projected from the equatorial plane through the globe to the celestial sphere that was created with flat Earth angle measurements off the equatorial plane in the first instance, that's in the centre of the globe that was projected and created from those flat Earth angle measurements to those stars, Neil. So the maps must be flat or they won't work with the origin measurements of angles to stars, where it all begins. But you can allude when you say all maps are flat that, oh no, it's a globe projection. Because last but one step was projecting it onto a globe. I mean, forget all the steps that came in terms of measuring Earth flat before that. It's a globe projection, they cried, Neil.
But the globe is a flat Earth projection.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what we point out.
So you're saying the globe is measured flat?
No, I'm saying the globe is created based on a system of measurements that is flat, and then by conversion, you can cleverly place points onto a spherical surface with angles projected from and through the globe, from the equatorial plane, through the globe to the celestial sphere, as I just described. That's how it actually functions. Now, the surface of the globe has no functional use in that process, but what you can then do is take the points that are projected through it, project them onto a flat square grid in the case of the transverse Mercator, cut it down the middle, roll it out flat, and then it kind of works with angles to stars and stuff. I mean, there's lots of distortion. Straight lines are curved and curved lines are straight and things like that. But, you know, what do you know? If you've got to convince people that they're on a globe, you've got to have something that alludes to the idea that you're on a globe. And that convoluted gaggle screw of nonsense projection process takes flat Earth measurements.
Yeah, what about the horizon?
And this has become a bit unbearable for a Fundy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You talking to me?
The one that interrupted me while I was talking? Yeah, surprisingly, you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the horizon. If the Earth is flat, there would be no horizon.
Oh.
What's a horizon? Do you want to define what a horizon is?
It's like the point where we can no longer see past fucking.
Can you try and do it without swearing? Like, that's not a definition of a horizon.
I don't have an Oxford definition in my brain, but I know what the horizon is, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, I could define it too, because I don't need to be an Oxford anything to be able to look up a definition of what a horizon is. The apparent location where the sky meets the ground.
Right. If the Earth is flat, then there would be.
You don't seem to be listening to me.
There would
you seem to be
no
wanting
horizon.
to talk. Did you hear my response? I just responded to you by defining a horizon. Did you hear me? Doesn't seem like you're even paying a slightest bit of attention to what I say in response to you.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, case in point. I just defined a horizon. You said it couldn't occur on a flat Earth, then I defined it. You didn't respond to me. It was like you were just waiting for your turn to talk and not actually listening to a single word I say. Yeah, I'm familiar with people like yourself who can't bear to listen to a single word I say. And while I'm talking and they're not listening, they just blurt out something through the top of me. And then when I'm like, go ahead, my friend, they can't believe that it's actually them that's being referred to. Yeah. Then, when listening to what you've said, which is a horizon can't occur on a flat Earth, I ask you to define a horizon, you swear at me, say you're not from Oxford, and then fail to define it. Now you're interrupting, as I've pointed out now for the second time, that I have defined it for you. But you didn't listen or respond or acknowledge it in any way, and now you're interrupting. You are what's known as a wanker, a dickhead, a moron, a stupid person. You're stupid. You're not listening, you're yammering. Well, I get to the point, well, I've defined a horizon, you can't because you're not from Oxford. Who gives a shit? You don't need to be from Oxford to define what a horizon is, you fucking retard. I can swear at you too. You're fucking thick. You're thick as all shit, my friend. You don't have to be from Oxford to define what a fuck a horizon is. Okay, fuckwit? You want to swear at me again, you little bitch? You're a fucking retard. You can't have a horizon on a globe, you fucking retard. Hope you understand. If you knew what a horizon was defined as, you might understand what that means. Meanwhile, you're a fucking retard. You can't have a horizon on a globe, you fucking retard. Don't swear at me. And I won't swear at you. Don't talk through me, and I won't chastise you and berate you for not being what from Oxford. No, that's just your way of saying you are stupid. Yeah, you don't have to be Oxford educated to not be stupid, but you are stupid. You can't even define what a horizon is by your own confession. So stupid man that can't even define what a horizon is because he's thick as all shit. You think you've got the right to swear at me and effing blind at me? No, fuck off. You're a retard and you're not worthy to sit at this table, you fucking retard. So fuck off, retard. Fuck off. You're a retard. You're not worthy to sit at this table, you fucking globe-believing fuckwit retard. Don't swear at me and I won't swear back at you. And if you can't even define the words you're using, don't sit at this table, you stupid little boy.
I can define the words.
Piss off, little boy.
Your definition was slightly, it wasn't incorrect. It was just wasn't full. You have to, the horizon is where surface level appears to meet the sky, forming a horizontal line.
Not a curved line?
No, not a curved line. All parallels must be with respect to that horizon. Where you get parallel, it's where you get perpendicular. It's all when referencing Earth with respect to that horizon. It's part of the definition. It's part of axiomatic principles. So to say we can't have one on a flat Earth, really, like most axiomatic principles that you build with are tied to that principle of being parallel with the horizon. But we can't have one on a flat Earth. No, saith the man not from Oxford. A stupid man. A dimwit. A dumbo.
You're still talking, bro.
Actually, the opposite.
Or was that a rebuttal? You're still talking, bro. I'll say it again. I'll repeat myself. Was that a rebuttal? You're still talking, bro. Is that a rebuttal to what I'm saying about all parallel with the horizon, right? You understand about being parallel with the horizon. Planes, that is. Do these words mean anything to you? Are you stupid also? Maybe you're not from Cambridge. Hello?
He might be confused because you said Cambridge and not Oxford. He might not know the difference.
That's a good one.
I mean, I didn't attend Yale, but I know what a horizon is.
There's been things put on the table. You can't have a horizon on a globe. Meanwhile, planes being parallel with the horizon is an axiomatic principle that would defy his assertion that you can't have a horizon on a flat Earth. I say in response, having overcome his assertion, defeated it, took a big shit on him while he's open mic, making noise while I'm talking, right? That's the guy, presumably, making that noise in Discord while I'm summarising his absolute annihilation. Minus the swearing this time. A nice, concise, unsweary summary of this man and his stupid assertion that you can't have a horizon on a flat Earth when axiomatic principles are tied to the horizon. Planes being parallel with it, for one. What I detailed to overcome shit for brains here. Then I said, you can't have a horizon on a globe Earth. I mean, I didn't example why not. I just put it out there as a baseless assertion to see how he responded to it. And I got, as a response, you still talking, bro? Okay, well, so far so good. Excellent rebuttal.
Not really.
And their geometric obstruction claim requires Earth to be flat as well. So I don't know where he's going to go with that.
Well, give him a chance. Let him explain to us why we can't have a horizon on a flat Earth. I'm waiting for him to explain it to me.
No. I dispense with that, Neil. You should pay attention. What did I just spend 3 times summarising? Thank you. You don't need to waffle through me now pointing out that you're ruining my point. Yeah. No. The fact that axiomatic principles are tied to a flat Earth horizon is me dispensing with it, not me asking him how to address that. There is no rebuttal to that. That's the end of the statement. His stupid statement that you can't have a horizon on a flat Earth was dispensed with, Neil. No, I'm not going to ask him to debate that. I put something to him, you can't have a horizon on a globe Earth. That's a fact.
Right, so let him explain that then. I want to hear something from the guy.
You did. He told me I was still talking.
What are we talking about?
Are you the same guy?
This hot dog. So this guy, what's his name? Nathan is just saying a whole lot of nothing right now, and it's and he's just getting mad. But let me explain. Because on a flat Earth, there wouldn't be a clear line. You understand?
Wait. Who's talking right now?
Oh, it's
That's
me.
Danny.
Paul.
Do you think the Earth is round?
Yes.
Why,
do you?
why are you two taking...
Why are you here?
Did you two dickheads think you're going to take charge of the conversation and have a little chit-chat amongst yourselves? No.
No, I'm saying I don't think it's round.
Relax.
So is this Danny telling me to relax? Are you telling me to relax, Danny?
I'm telling you to relax. This is an open discussion with everyone.
No, it's not. I'm running a show here, Danny, you stupid little boy. I'm in charge. Do you not
What
get that?
show?
Yeah, my show, yeah. That means I'll tell you what to do, and if you don't like it, you'll just be immediately shut up and kicked out. Take it or leave it. Don't tell me to chill.
Master.
Don't tell me to calm down. I'll be telling you what to do. Come and paint my house,
Okay,
Danny.
sorry, Nathan.
Come and paint my house. Come on. Come and paint my house. Oh, you've been put on server mute, it would seem, Danny. It seems like you're an insignificant dickhead that nobody cares about what you've got to demand of anybody in this server.
Good, bro. Get him out of here.
Yeah, well, we haven't got a line of sight, so Earth can't be flat. That's what I heard from him. Yeah, I'm glad he's been removed.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
He said we haven't got a straight line of sight, therefore Earth can't be flat. That was his assertion.
Do you have any evidence to back that up?
Did Danny? I don't know. Danny sounded very stupid. You want to hear from him? Appeal to the moderators.
Yeah. I kind of want to. I kind of want to hear what he, because I don't know. He kind of sounded like stupid, so I want to make fun of him.
Hot dog, you were a globe earther yesterday. What happened?
Bro, they convinced me, bro.
Is this true?
Yes, bro. Why would I be defending them if it wasn't true?
And what's your proof of reasoning?
No, Danny, I've just explained this earlier. You're talking to me, not the guy who was converted yesterday. Me. That's who you're having the conversation with. It means that you don't get to talk through me, though. It means that at the end of this, I will be chastising a fundamentalist religious globe-believing guy called Danny. That's what will happen. Just so you know, that's how it goes here.
Bro. Let me talk to Hot Dog.
No, I'm telling you for the third time, you'll talk to me or no one. See how you're on server mute? That's because you're not complying with what I'm telling you. Yeah, you're going to run. You'll either talk to somebody else who's easier to argue with, the guy who only came to Flat Earth yesterday. You're not going to argue with me because you can't make your baseless assertions. You'll only run like a glurf coward bitch. What a shock. Yeah, I know you want to talk to the guy who only got converted yesterday, not the guys yammering on all show about how Earth's measured flat and how we take fundamentalist zealotry and turn it into flat Earth measurements. Before your very eyes, yeah, you'll have to run, coward. No, you won't be allowed to talk to the easy target. I'm here. Oh, well, we'll be for a short period of time because we've been here for well over an hour. Been a good show, though. Always starts quiet in the politics server. It's got a certain pattern. It ramps up towards the end.
No, I know the secret. Just keep talking negative about the globe and somebody won't be able to take it no more and they got to pipe up.
Well, how did you put it earlier? The globe Earth's measured flat? It's a bit too concise, but it's kind of in a roundabout way true. You wouldn't have a globe Earth if it wasn't for Earth being measured flat to achieve those globe Earth ends that a lot of numpties in this server do believe in, Neil. Isn't that correct? That kind of thing you're talking about, Neil?
Yep.
Did the globe believers in this server, we will depart soon, so you can all, talk amongst yourselves about how stupid I am and where I'm not from. Oxford, Cambridge, whatever. Stupid guy called Nathan who spewed nonsense and was just talking word salad, really. Meanwhile, let's talk about how globe earthy it is. Were you globe earthers in this server aware that the globe Earth only exists because Earth is measured flat? Are you all aware that your globe faith is based on physical measurements of a flat Earth to achieve that fantasy religion that you have? I just want to know if you're all aware of that. No? No one's piping up, so I'll just tell you. Yeah, your globe Earth that you think, it could only work on a globe Earth. Well, the globe Earth can only exist because we measure Earth flat to make that paradigm happen. It wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the fact that the measurements of Earth were flat. So we measure Earth flat, and then with those measurements, we create a globe, and then lots of stupid people believe in the Earth being that globe that was made after measuring Earth flat to create it. So if you don't feel stupid, I'm here to make you feel stupid as globe Earth believers, because your faith in a globe Earth came from an Earth that's measured flat to achieve it. For my audience, it's on screen now. Antipodal equatorial planes, north and south, sandwiched together to project points through a globe Earth that is redundant, not useful in this example, to a celestial sphere with the stars and points on it that were measured in the first place to create this system, and then create a globe from it after measuring a flat Earth to achieve that ends. So yeah, you're all living on a flat Earth. Earth is actually flat. If you didn't know that, I'm telling you that. And if you want to believe that you're on a globe, you'll have to accept that Earth is measured flat because that's where that globe came from. The one you idiots believe in. So if you don't feel stupid because of your glurf belief, feel stupid now. You are stupid if you still believe in it because you'd have to deny the fact that the globe Earth came from flat Earth measurements for you to believe in it, which does kind of make you very stupid if you don't understand that. But we, in 10 years, found that most globe Earth believers are generally of the stupid variety. Like, if you believe in a globe, you're a stupid person. And we're here to tell you that your projection that, oh no, it's the flat earthers that are dumb. No, it turns out that it was you numpties all along that were completely idiotic, led by the hand, by somebody that was going to tell you what's what, because they're, I don't know, fans of deceiving people, maybe. Who cares? You're the stupid ones, and we're the righteous indignation loving people that we are when we tell you Earth's measured flat. Just so you know.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Oh, you could call it word salad. This guy's just talking word salad. Doesn't know how straight lines of sight and that they to horizon that's undefined proves we're on a globe and that. Because I'm smart and you're not from Oxford and I'm not from Cambridge, so there it is. Done's jobs are good and I'm off. The oven's been left on and could be burning the house down. So see you later. Woo.
No, that's the perfect example of a guy that just hears something and says it. You heard a globus say it's an impossibility to have a horizon on a flat Earth, and he came and repeated it.
Yeah, 10 years ago, but with slightly more complex subjects like Rumpus saying, sextants don't work on a flat Earth. You're like, what kind of rhetoric and doublespeak is this? If you've only heard it the first time and you don't know what a sextant is or what it does, you just hear somebody with confidence saying that a sextant can't work on a flat Earth. Now we say sextants can only work on a flat Earth because they can only work on a flat Earth. But back in the day, the shills were strong. The dark side of lies and deceit about what a sextant will do. Like, it'll measure
and they
angle.
also said it can only
Neil.
work on a globe, a sextant.
No, you can't. A sextant can't work on a globe. It's measuring an angle with respect to the surface. Like on screen now, right? You can describe the angle you measure with a sextant through the globe to the equatorial plane with the globe wrapped around you, a glorified protractor, like detailed for my live audience, 130 of them.
How come we didn't get that years ago, though? That's what bothers me.
Because it was right before our eyes. Like, well, of course we measure it flat. Earth's really big. Yeah, really big, really flat, and those flat Earth measurements you must measure will create a globe with them. Yeah. Yeah, we just didn't
It's
know
like
that.
the whole time the money bag was right there. It was right there.
Yeah, we just had to pick it up and walk off with it. Yeah, the flat Earth measurements were there the whole time, and anybody even slightly well-versed in globe will tell you how Earth's measured flat, like the guy who ran away at the beginning of this live show. Well, yeah, wait, stutter, 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 we don't need to define what an elevation angle is. Yeah, he's, stutter, stutter, measuring stuff, but, stutter, stutter, let's just focus on the globe calculation, eh? Earth's measured flat. Hope you all know that. Anybody else want to tell me I'm stupid or swear at me? I mean, we'll be gone soon. It won't be as much fun when I'm not here. Swearing and telling me I'm stupid is much more fun when I'm around. I'm a flat earther. My name's Nathan Oakley. Earth is flat. That makes me a flat earther, right? Surely you feel intellectually superior to me and feel like you can tell me what's what and that, right? Tell me I've just used word salad when I've used lots of long, complicated words that you want to project your inability to understand onto me as my stupidity. Feel free. I'm here. You know, knock yourselves out. Have fun. Let loose.
I just like to say for the record, I've been up early this morning, like 4 o'clock this morning. Jedi's been here, and it seems like a couple of people come here to talk negatively about Nathan Oakley when he's not around, but when he shows up, those same people seem to be very silent.
Yeah, that was explained to me. You know why? Because they say, Nathan, don't give him a chance to talk.
While we point out how rude they are with their tactics of interrupting people. Yeah.
I think ignoring what you say is the primary offence that happens. They make a statement, you make a rebuttal, Nathan makes a rebuttal, they don't address it. Always happens.
Yeah, they're ready to respond like all this morning, Jedi.
Maybe
Morning
people
for
will
me.
be a bit less apprehensive if we're not live. So some people are a bit apprehensive simply because we've got a live audience and no one wants to mess things up when it's out there immediately and can't be changed. So with that, I'll say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow.
Discussion about something, right? Or have an argument about it. Why would you expect to argue past the point you conceded your argument?
Because Earth's a ball. It must be a ball. They're all wrong. The flies, they're all wrong. Plus, what you just said, John, was word salad. You're a flatty. Didn't need to listen to any of it.
Yeah, he's just talking and talking and talking. He wanted to talk to the other guy. That's what they wanted there. They wanted their own little conversation.
Yeah, the guy was talking to him a day previously. Apparently he's converted to flat earth in the meantime. And then he's like, what? You mean you're a flatty now? So you automatically become the enemy and I can start charging you with answers to all this stuff. What's that? No, you want to talk to me, Nathan? No, I want to talk to this guy on your live show. He sounds much easier. Get lost. Shout out to Love Morgan. Hello all, it's me, Webster and Oxford et al. Oh, be here all
funny.
day if anyone requires a definition of a word. It is me, Webster, and Oxford. What a fantastic super chat. It didn't quite make the live show, but that is hilarious. Thank you, Love Morgan.
Well, in the States, we got Yale and Harvard.
The same thing. Top schools, basically.
Is Princeton up there as well? As your like major Ivy League schools?
I'd like to be known as Chocolate Saying from Yale now. Thanks.
I remember in Yes Minister,
or Harvard.
I think he's permanent secretary in the episode, and he's worried about the education system in general, and that's what they're debating about. He said, "We have to do something. What about the universities? Both of them." As in Oxford and Cambridge. There's only
That's
two.
an insult.
But it's just saying there's only two. The rest of them, well, none of them are universities as far as he's concerned.
Sure, like he went to Harvard. Remember Trading Places?
Mortimer, we're back.
Those men tried to have sex with me.
That was a great movie, man.
It was on all during Christmas. I loved it. Mortimer, your brother's having a heart attack. I don't want to say the next line.
Well, just anybody got any bad things to say about Nathan as proof that the Earth is not flat?
He don't let nobody talk. He's retarded.
Yeah, I love that reasoning. Nathan's a mean person, or Nathan's ignorant, therefore the Earth's a ball.
My son says it all the time. I said, Jacob, really? Do you really believe what you're saying right now? And you think Huey and Nathan are retards? Really? You believe that?
Yeah, but their intelligence level is irrelevant. Deal with what they said.
Huey does not know what a double slit experiment is. He doesn't even know what quantum mechanics is.
Listen, you haven't been to Oxford and I have, so therefore you can't have a flat line on a flat Earth. There you go.
I don't have a dictionary in front of me.
I wonder if Globers get that. Like, what's the root word of horizontal is? Like, it's horizon. Like, do you know what horizontal means? Like, are you guys okay? Do you need medication? What's going on?
Well, we give you plenty of time to speak. If you had something to say, you would think you would have, right?
You would think.
It might be being quiet because they know how they measure it. They're just shy. They're shy now. What if we don't bring up measurements and you can just bring up your fallacious arguments?
Let me ask you this. The seismograph, which detects and records the movement of seismic waves, was invented in the 1800s, 1880 to be exact. By the end of that decade, seismic stations were in place all over the world. At the time, geophysicists believed Earth to be made up of liquid core surrounded by a solid mantle, itself surrounded by a crust, all separated by abrupt density changes in the Earth called discontinuities. And then they go on to tell you about this Danish lady who discovered that Earth had a molten iron core. He says she theorized about it, but doesn't say anything about experiment.
Yeah, how do you get to that point from nowhere?
I don't know.
Yo, I think Taco had a question for you guys.
Okay.
Just before he does, I would like to answer Neil. When you're measuring with that seismograph, are you measuring with respect to a curve?
No, you can't. How would you measure? It has to have a flat baseline to get any accurate measurement.
You're measuring caves and holes and water and stuff.
With respect to something, though, you need that reference. What's your reference?
Horizontal plane.
Surface level, right? You put the device on surface level. That's how you measure everything with respect to.
Everything has to have a reference to measure it. Everything has to have a stable reference to measure it. You can't get your weight or anything without having a flat, stationary, stable plane.
Surface level.
All right, Taco, where's your question?
Yeah, go ahead, Taco.
What?
Maybe you forgot your question, Taco. You want us to come back to you?
Or are you awake? Who do you have a question for? Somebody else?
I don't know. He looked dubious.
Who was going to tell us all about the real ground beef on the flat Earth?
See, here's the troubling part. I'm just reading this thing. It says Layman's hypothesis was confirmed in 1970 when more sensitive seismographs detected waves deflecting off their solid core.
Yeah, what if it's not solid? What if it's hollow? What if all the ways down there are halfway hollow, like caves and tunnels and just anything, anywhere, an aquifer, an underground hole, a mole could have dug something and farted right there. Like, who knows what they're reading?
Yeah, it says that it's funny because there's a lot of movement going on.
Yeah, that's what water does.
Lehman theorized that these waves had traveled some distance into the core and bounced off some kind of boundary. Her interpretation of this data was the foundation of a 1936 paper in which she theorized that Earth's center consisted of two parts, a solid inner core surrounded by a liquid outer core. What?
Can we get that demonstrated in reality?
But wait a second. How could liquid be an outer core? Oh, wait, we got water on the ball. That's true.
It could be anything that the Glober says.
What do you mean, man? Gas could be the container for gas.
Demark, I knew you would like this.
Yeah, it's going to be a metal ball inside the lava. There's a metal ball inside lava.
Not one visually.
Oh, is that so? Like
this.
when you shake up the Earth, like it shakes up like a Krylon can, like spray paint.
Yeah, it's got a little BB in it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
The
It's
procession
awesome
gets
when you're
shown with the
tagging.
chicka chicka yeah.
I mean, they don't even have step one. They didn't even observe anything.
They observed a seismograph, Neil. Now,
But
I think certain
but
things work to an extent. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they do have, things where you go see the baby in the belly, and I mean, it looks pretty damn good with the detail, but that's like really close and different material, right?
exactly.
Yeah, depending on the material and the attribute of the machine and how good it's gonna like do what through what and send light through what. Hell no. Or the sound. It's got to be able to penetrate. Yeah, and if there's gaps, and if there's different material that act different with the sound and disperse it different, that'll throw you off anyway. It'll throw you way off.
But isn't it pre-assuming the sphere anyway? This whole thing before you even get started, aren't they pre-assuming
Yeah.
that Earth is a sphere?
Yeah, before Columbus even found America, they were pre-assuming the sphere, Neil.
Has to be a sphere. Doesn't matter how big or small. It just has to be a sphere.
Yeah,
Because you got
Well,
to remember,
I
you're just a
but
BB.
it could be any other shape or any other thing. It could be any other thing. It is a sphere, they said, they've proven, but it could be any other thing, but not flat. But they've already proven it's a sphere. Do you know how much fucking triple, double, quadruple speak is in that one sentence?
no swearing.
I mean,
Nathan's still running the show.
we'll just point out the double, triple speak. That's all the main thing is. They say
I'm talking about
it can be
pertaining.
any shape. Globers will tell you that. Oh, it could be any other shape, just not flat. I'm like,
No, but
well, if it's already proven to be a ball,
I'm talking about pertaining to the molten iron core itself. You have to pre-assume a sphere.
Yeah, center. If you're saying center, that's the
yes,
trick, right? They'll say, listen, we're going to measure a distance. All right. Well, you're going to measure a distance from what? Well, we're going to measure a distance from me right here. So I'm the center point. Now I'm measuring a distance from here. So everything, they trick you with the center. So they're going to say, well, now if we're going to measure equal distance from this position, there must be a center. So there must be a core.
yeah, there ain't no center to any. They'll be doing good to find the center of a cloud. And they have to have a ball to find the center, or else you can't find the center of weird, odd shapes, can you? Or weird, odd designs of stuff that aren't shapes. What would you call the center of a horizontal line when you don't know the edges yet? You couldn't
Point.
pick a center. I'm just saying.
Yeah, point. Yeah.
If we live on a flat plane that goes left and right and forward and back, and we don't know the end, we can't find it. We can't find the center yet. We can't center ourselves yet.
But yeah, Neil, I mean, that's kind of what happened with the final experiment AE projection. I mean, that gives people a center to measure from. So, I mean, that's what it's difficult to imagine. Well, where are we going to start? We need a point to begin. So you have a point, and then you want to measure all around that point.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that. We picked a point from there, but I'm just saying in the attribute of a horizontal line and a sphere, the horizontal line where you don't know ends or begins doesn't have a center point per se that you could pick out yet because you haven't got to those ends. Once you get to the
Not,
ends of a center line, you can go and or a horizontal line, you can find the center of it. Yeah,
yeah, if you have the distance.
correct. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that the flat Earth doesn't have to have a center per se because we wouldn't know it yet that we know of. Now a globe has to have a center because that's how what the radius is. That's all. I mean, it's just that simple. Radius, center.
Yeah, and it has to be 3959. My son tried that on me the other day, that it could have been a bigger ball. Problems with that.
And I don't understand how a simple, I mean, beyond the seismographing thing, I really don't understand how a simple 15-foot, 10-foot angle, just an L, a big ass steel L, wouldn't, the vertical part's supposed to go up in elevation. And if you put it on a floating thing on water, the center of the water, and you have it on a floating little dock thing, that both of those should rise in elevation at the same rate away from the water, the same fucking rate, the same exact rate. And I don't know why this hasn't been done by a Glober. And this is simple. Because if you put, like we said, if you put an angle on top of spherical water, it's not going to match the water. It's going to go up and away. Right at the beginning, right as soon as you put that corner on there, the whole horizontal is going to be away, 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 just like the vertical. They're both going to rise, go away from it at the same damn rate. It's like touching a corner to a sphere, and your corner L, both of those lines are going away from the sphere. The only thing touching that sphere is that little pivot point in between, the little focal point. So both lines go away from that ball at the same rate, at the same elevation rate. I know you understand what the hell I'm saying, Neil.
But that don't happen.
I know. That I know. Welcome to flat Earth is what I'm saying. Every day, all day. That does not happen, and that's simple and easy to do. Like like why wouldn't they have done that? Like why all this dumb, sporadic, goofy stuff?
Yeah, Neil. Well, listen, Neil. If there's no core, how do you explain magnetic fields and compasses? I mean, what do you got?
Well, with respect to the inertial plane,
How do you explain them?
You have to have a
whatever.
core of a ball to have magnetism.
No, you have to have an inertial plane. Like when you hold a compass to measure the line of flux, you have to hold it level, which is a horizontal plane, to get it to read north. So not
Are you
with
saying that
respect to the
is the compass restricted to like some sort of vertical depth, or can I just go up and down as high as I want? Is each point in the vertical change a new horizontal plane?
but it's when you use a compass, you have to have it be level. Whether it changes if you raise, I don't think so. It's just with respect to a horizontal plane.
Well, then a compass ain't working on a globe.
All right, it's not referencing a globe.
What's it referencing? The inertial plane is what is just there. It
The
depends on
inertial
nothing.
plane is the same plane that the observer is standing on for the elevation angle.
Yeah. So this magnetic field that's required to measure the lines within the inertial plane. So what accounts for the if not a what was it? Some some sort of pebble or BB. If not for this BB, how do we get the field?
Excuse me. I didn't, what was the claim?
I think it was a magnetic core. Yeah, without the core to generate a
Molten
field,
iron
how do we
core.
get the inertial plane? Yeah.
Why don't they have this in a lab? Why don't they have a little magnetic, little, I don't know, some lava or some hot liquid surround or whatever, iron, molten, whatever. Why don't they have that? And then their solid core, and then they're like little makeshift Earth in a lab. Like every step or portion of this Earth should be set because they always separate it from itself, right? So this is only this, this is only this. So they like show you the core. So show you the core of Earth, then they'll show you the dirt and the stuff like that. And when they go to show you farmland and stuff, that'll all be different than when they show you the core, the stuff going down from the
So
seismograph.
you're
So
asking
you got
you're
to
asking
separate it.
for a
A little
miniaturization,
model.
a small scale
Yeah.
of what they're telling
Yes,
us
sir.
is happening on this globe Earth
And a
pertaining to the molten
compass,
iron core.
23. Yes, sir. I want the North and South Pole on a little ball. I want to demonstrate it. If they've got the ingredients and they know what it is, let's get the cake baked. Let's bake that molten core cake.
As fast as you can, please.
I don't think it would work that way. Even if it did, like if you could create a dynamo, right? A self-perpetuating dynamo. How do you know that's creating the magnetic field around Earth?
You don't.
But it's fun to talk
I
about.
thought the only thing Globe could teach you would be perpetual motion. Everything about whatever their moon, stars, suns, whatever, Earth, everything about it's perpetual motion. Gravity never stops. Yeah.
Well, I could give you an answer for that, then, Mark. They'll probably tell you the same thing, like with the mass attracting mass. It's not big enough. You can never do it because you need an Earth-sized ball to do it, to show you that mass attracts mass, even though it's outdated. So I guarantee if I look it up, they'll say you cannot do it on a miniature scale because it's not big enough. I'll go look it up now.
I really want to see a molten iron core surrounded by water and ice and dirt floating in the air in a ball shape.
That'll never happen.
You mean floating in a vacuum?
We're going to need a container for that.
Why are we talking about the molten
You've never
iron
seen
core?
you guys have never seen quantum locking?
This is Neil.
Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because yesterday, while they were doing the book, they got into the molten iron core because it's a housekeeping question. And I just looked up where it originated from. And this is what I came up with. So I'm fascinated to see that there's no experiment. No, I'm not fascinated. I just kind of assumed there wouldn't be. But when you read the history on it, it's all fugazi.
Yeah, they use seismographs and calculations. But they did measure something in that.
Wait, I got something. I got to miniaturize. Let me see. Give me 1 second.
You got it miniaturized? Yeah, like what's that matter? Even if you could miniaturize it, what? Like, how do you prove that your little device um, is showing the cause of the magnetic field we experience? It doesn't make sense.
Oh, it's all gone very quiet. I'm in the coffee, getting coffee in the next room, and it's all gone quiet. Should I be bidding farewell to Discord?
You talking the whole time, man?
Well,
I'm looking up the miniaturization of the molten iron core. I found something here. They're doing it in Japan. So instead of digging, the team from the University of Tohoku decided to create a miniature
So I
Earth
can carry on making coffee. I will.
Crust, mantle, core, and all in the lab. First, they created alloys of iron and nickel and mixed them with silicon. Then subjected them to huge pressures and temperatures that exist within the core, about 6,000 degrees Celsius. These conditions match the seismic data of the Earth's core, which is information from the seismic waves that emanate from near the center of the Earth. This gave the team sufficient evidence that silicon was probably the missing element. These difficult experiments are really exciting because they can provide a window into what Earth's interior was like soon after it formed 4.5 billion years ago, when the core first started to separate from the rocky parts of Earth. Professor Simon Redfern, professor of mineral physics at the University of Cambridge, told the BBC News. There you have it, guys. The miniature Earth's core.
No. What they did was they put things in layers and applied pressure to them, did they not?
Yeah, I don't see anything about it being a ball. They didn't say anything. You're right about that.
Yeah, that's what they did.
There's no
They
ball there.
poured-
You're right. I missed that.
Yeah, they poured in layers. That's what they were describing, and then applied pressure to those level, flat layers, and got a what they presuppose the center of Earth is. It's stupid. Like, it's so wrong that you would use a flat plane to try to describe the center of the sphere. They're mental.
It culminates by saying this is the final. But scientists and other workers have recently suggested that oxygen might also be important in the core. Knowing what exactly is down there could help scientists determine the conditions that help form the Earth. It's all just a story. 4.5 billion years ago? Yeah. Science that.
Yeah, they don't have an observed phenomenon. They're not going to make it to science. But what they do have is level planes, and they're describing the pressure that they're applying with respect to that plane, which will be down, up, left, right, whatever. They're not doing this stuff with respect to a curve, ever.
Well, the funny part is it's like everything else. It's generally well known that the innermost part of Earth is made. See, they're already assuming it's well, but they're saying that it's well known. So you don't need to look any further. This is well known. It's documented. Everybody knows it's a ball, and then they move on from there.
Yeah, it is how they do it.
Oh, so this is what they say. The Earth's solid core, which lies about 3,000 kilometers below the surface, is thought to have a radius of about 1,200 kilometers. Since it's so deep, it's impossible to directly test it.
Hey, Neil, do they have an example of the claimed experiment or the apparatus they were using to get these pressures? Do they have a depiction or anything like that? Hopefully, a picture of what they were doing.
No, just what's there, just what's written. They have a picture of the Earth with the inner core with like a watermelon cut out of it, like the corner cut out of it, where you could see the molten iron core. So they got like a presupposed spherical Earth with a big chunk taken out, so you could see the inner core. A cartoon.
Yeah, but to correlate that to reality, you would have to take down, and going down to be with respect to a sphere. So instead of saying in, you're going down.
Yeah, but it was impossible since the depths are so far. That tells you right there. They can't do anything with it. It's just
So where do they
just
come up
story.
with those numbers, like the 1,200 radius or 3,000 miles down? Where do those come from?
Doesn't say. It says it's well known. It's said from the beginning because it's well known, right?
I think they use seismology to give you those depths.
Neil, that thing you just read out, could you read that last, like, maybe 2 sentences again? Or maybe 3? Or paragraph?
What, the one I just read?
It's not that long.
Okay. It says the Earth's solid core, which lies about 3,000 kilometers below the surface, is thought to have a radius of about 1,200 kilometers. Since it's so deep, it's impossible to directly test it and find out precisely what the core is made of. For comparison, the world's deepest mines only reach a depth of about 4 kilometers.
Above and below and the term depth are all with respect to a horizontal plane of reference.
Oh dear, again. Damn flat earths everywhere.
I just like how they told you what it is and how deep it is, and then told you there's no way to know what it is and how deep it is. Thanks.
I'm saying it's crazy.
I read that fine print, baby.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, when Nathan's book comes out, I can't wait. It's going to be big, man. It is going to be packed with information. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
How many pages big you talking?
At least 5 minimum.
And some of them ain't even been colored in.
4 if you minus off the pictures.
Wait, is my
Take out the
paragraph in
big-
there?
Yeah, I didn't even color in most of them, so it's going to be real good. You know what I mean?
As long as my sentence is in there. Listen, I can tell you, these guys are working hard. With QE for 5 straight hours yelling at you. Stop scrolling. Nathan, you can't read for shit.
Can you not destroy the magic of myself and my editorial team, please, Neil? Just because you're there doesn't mean you can shatter that illusion for the public. Thank you.
I still say
You let them in a little bit. It's cool. I won't give them no more info. Buy the book.
I think the making
Yo,
of the book is
if the Earth's a circle, dude, then that requires specific geometric claims, right? Quarter of the circumference is equal to the distance dropped in the radius, right? So it's a 63% relationship. So all they would have to do is travel 1/4 of the circumference and show their drop in the distance with that 63% relationship, but that's never been found.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Exactly. That's why pitch data is so useful to speak to that with the official data. But you're absolutely correct. It would be easy to show. You'd be negotiating that curved surface. They're not. Pitch data shows they're negotiating a flat surface. There's no two ways about it.
What is drop? From what?
But that's the actual curvature formula there. I know they try to give you other curvature formulas that don't make circles, but circles have a strict requirement of the radius to circumference ratio. This is why we have the thing like pi, but you don't need pi. You could just use 63% as well.
Right. But what is drop specifically? It's got to be from something to something, right? Drop.
Check it out. Yeah, what it is. Yeah, so check it out. You take a circle, right? You split it into 4, and now you have 4 radiuses, and now you travel from one point along the circumference down to the other cross point, right? That amount of drop is equal to the radius. That's a 63.66% relationship. So it's the circumference, the quarter of the circumference is 63.66% larger than the radius value. So that's your drop over distance.
We got it. John got it as well. Kudos and props. But he's saying, what's the drop from? He's asked you what's the drops from. He's got a reason behind him asking you that quite specifically in the way it's phrased as well. So he's saying, drop from what?
Yeah, from horizontal. Yeah, I hear you.
Right, from surface level.
Yeah, which we see, which seems to be horizontal to us.
Yeah, but the point being that to assert what you've described quite eloquently requires a horizontal plane of reference to describe that drop that you described from. Earth must be a plane for this description also, regardless of the ratios. You're right, but and there's been plenty of people that would argue the toss about 8 inches per mile squared versus pi r squared, and what you can do with a circle and what is asserted to be the circle of the Earth beneath us in spherical terms, and how that's asserted to be the case when you look at things like perspective. But overarching point above all that is what John said. Drop from what? From a flat Earth, that's what.
Furthermore, is radii the plural for radius?
Yes, my bad.
Radii.
My bad.
If it wasn't you that said it, Nathan, it was the guy you talking to.
It's dropped from the horizontal plane to the horizontal plane. That's what they think they're measuring.
Yeah, in Earth curve maths, it's eye level to surface level, or vice versa.
But yes,
Well, they have
that's how
huge
you define
problems.
the curve. But their claim is that surface level is dropping from surface level.
Yes. Yeah, their surface level that they're inferring after the fact is below the surface level that you measure. So yeah, they're saying surface level drops from surface level. But they don't know. They're saying the surface drops
So the
from the
land,
surface level. That's correct, yeah.
so the land drops below the land.
Yeah, in Earth curve maths, the physical geometric sphere edge horizon known as Earth curve is below surface level. Calculable below surface level. You need surface level to calculate your height above surface level and have parallel eye level with surface level to infer that there's a surface level below surface level, and that's called Earth curve. Below surface level. You with me?
How can it be Earth curve then?
It's just in the maths, Neil. It doesn't really exist at all, but that's how they do it. They say, as John, well done, John, as John so eloquently put, the surface drops from surface level.
That don't make any
Clip
sense.
the last 5 minutes, Nathan.
One more time.
Oh, clip the last 5 minutes. This is a great video.
You clipped the last 5 minutes of what?
Oh, you should clip the last 5 minutes of this conversation.
You're saying the last discussion was funny, therefore clip it and put it out as a separate video. I see what you mean now. That's thanks to John. Shout out to Refracted Curvature, who brought us such zingers as, you guys need a flat earth more than we do.
I remember that day so well.
Me too. Hilarious now, looking back on it, that our frustrations used to be, well, yeah, of course we measure it flat, it's a really big ball, and when we're, grappling with this and how it's being put out to the public, John's getting rumpus with a fundy telling him how Earth is going to be measured flat for his ball belief in that. He's like, you need a flat Earth more than we do, because they'll be measuring it flat Earth, that is.
Yeah, I remember it so well. It's because there's that money bag again sitting right there. Everybody just walking right past it. I'm like, duh.
Everyone except John. Refracted Curvature.
Yeah. Oh, that big deal. Came up with one thing, and he's gonna parade that around forever. Come up with something else, Sean.
Okay, you're only as good as your last catchphrase. Okay.
I didn't come up with it. They did.
That's the humble route.
No, they did. They literally use a flat plane for everything, unless they're talking to us.
Right, we've done our 2 hours in politics. They've been very accommodating as always. It's almost like second nature when we're in politics. I can bugger off and get a cup of coffee, for example, without stressing too much. So thank you very much to the unspoken, unsung heroes of the politics server, the moderating team. Thank you very much indeed for having us. As always, we will see you next week if that's all good by you.
Yeah, no problems. Welcome back.
Righto. Gentlemen, did anyone want to say farewell from G Plus to Discord?
Later.
Yeah, indeed. Speak to you later, lads. See you in a week.
Thank you, lads. Bye.
You're all scholars and gentlemen. Thank you.
Even the ballers.
Not really. They came and all swore at me. I hate that because I hold up a mirror, reflect it back straight away, and start swearing back at them. But then people will just trim that out. Like, look how sweary Nathan gets. Like, you having me on? I was perfectly conciliatory until the guy started swearing at me.
Maybe they're only going to clip yours out, like they did, like we found out yesterday. I'd refrain from using that language, Nathan.
Well, that's the name of the game. If you can't beat the argument, you got to do something. You know.
Character defamation, character assassination.
Well, it's all about bringing you down to their level so they can show everyone how you acted. You know.
Like in football, they always get the guy retaliating, right? He gets the flag thrown at him. Not the guy that started it, the guy that retaliates.
Yes, Neil.
Yeah, but usually the guy that's retaliating is winning on top of everything else. You know?
Yeah, well, that's why he's getting nudged at, right? That's why he's getting kicked when he's down.
Yeah, the he's winning. So calling
Hey,
a
hey.
flag on the loser is kind of in bad taste, I guess.
Hey, Righteous.
Hello, Nathan.
Like the wayward husband returning home, aren't we?
And cheat on your wife. Hi, honey, I'm home.
Hi, dinner ready. You've been keeping the server warm for us, Righteous.
I definitely need a shower first.
How long did it take? How long did it take to clean a house in politics? Because I don't think anybody's tried to have an argument over there.
I'll tell you what, John. I'm going to tell you what. Go in there in about a half an hour. Not even, maybe even now, if you go in there, they'll all be piping up. And the guys in that server will have to battle them throughout the day.
Really? So what if I went straight back in and was like, oh, sorry to bother you, I left my keys on the, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
I
did that a few weeks ago.
I was actually going to say, Nathan, you should try that whenever you're trying to get your like baller trip out, or what would you call it, triggered clips. After you leave, go back here for like an hour, and then go in there, and I guarantee you they'll still be talking about you.
Maybe. I will, next time I'll maybe do exactly that. Although, yeah, but this is in the after show now, so no one's going to know any wiser. Are we doing a bit more book today, QE?
It's no one's gonna be the wiser, not know the wiser. Get your cliches in order, man.
Very
you're
tired.
reading.
I was up till very late.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you checking
John, have
on
you
that?
been to Oxford?
Were you checking on the GoFundMe for your sex change operation?
Come on, what?
Nothing. What were you doing?
I can't even remember.
Computer issue squared?
Oh, yes, that's what I was doing. Yeah, my computer works fine. I just reset the router and it seems fine today. It didn't have any issues, so I just turned the router on and off again. I was fiddling with my daughter's microphone, and I disconnected my what do you call it, audio interface to connect to her mic to check it all worked. And very foolishly, I unscrewed part of the assembly, which I shouldn't have. I couldn't quite get it back together or figure out how it worked. So I'm like scratching my head, going, "I'm sure this goes back to." Eventually, I figured it out. And accounts, I can't remember. Just general things. I'd been doing stuff all day, and by the time I parted company with you, it was quite late anyway, wasn't it?
Loud.
Just usual stuff, dishwasher and things.
Parted company with who? Me?
Yeah, after we finished the book yesterday. Go on, John.
Oh, I was just surprised that y'all had a private interlude so late last night. Interesting.
I don't understand.
Huh?
Huh?
The way it sounded, if you didn't know that you were working on the book, kind of like y'all were hanging out real late last night as each other.
Oh, God.
Oh, kind of like Brokeback G+.
Oh, that's funny.
G+.
That's
No,
funny.
it's just whatever I typically would do, and I have quite a few domestic chores. Like when I married my wife, I was, we were in agreement. I'll do things like vacuuming and dishwashering if you'll make sure that the house is kept The clothes are kept clean. You know, things like that. The washing is done. So we've kind of got a split chores. So if I spend ages doing books, I end up with a big pile of dirty dishes to do, which is what I did till whatever time. And then I fiddle with my daughter's mic, which started off as, I'll spend 50 quid and I'll just upgrade my own interface. And it's turned into me spending about, I think I worked it out to about 230 quid I've now spent. My bloody hell. 50 quid was what my price point was, because that's how much the mic cost. But before you know it, you're buying a suspension mount and a pop filter and a stand and a USB cable and an XLR cable and some Velcro to strap it all together. And you're like, why have I spent all this money? She's 8. She's gone from...
I watched that.
Go on, Neil.
I watched that unboxing video. She's a natural, your daughter. She's not shy at all, is she?
Not at all, no. That's why I've encouraged it, to be honest. I'm saying why have I spent all this money? It's because when you see, with most things, do you remember that episode of Simpsons when they go through Bart's wardrobe and there's the telescope and the karate outfit and the globe and all the things that he's been interested in but just completely lost interest in after a couple of lessons? This might be one of those. She'll lose interest, but if she does, I absolutely have a use for equipment.
Is Bart a flat earther then?
Who's a flat earther?
Bart, because he put away his globe. Wasn't interested in it.
I just remember that episode, them pulling out, like, talking about fickle kids and fads that they go through. Karate and telescopes.
It's like, I went through a fad of, like, Pokemon cards and, like, like figurines and stuff, and I don't have any of them now.
Well, exactly. When my eldest has got a fad that's to do with electronics, suddenly I'm like, oh, what are you going to do? But I wouldn't normally get a justifiable reason to just buy a mic, for instance. Whereas I've thoroughly enjoyed just buying a mic for my daughter's fad, because, there's a mild chance that I might get some use out of it if she loses interest.
Exactly, yeah.
Great. Oh, that's going spare then? Oh, what a shame.
It's not something you throw away, is it? It's a microphone,
No, exactly. It's something I can definitely get use out of if she does lose interest. But if she doesn't, she's gone from your crappy 5-nanometer microphone on the circuit board of a laptop to essentially a professional setup in one step.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get into things that can't throw away.
Say again, Neil?
You got to get things they can't throw away. Like I bought a drum set, and it sat there for almost 3 years. Now they're playing it and actually doing very well.
Exactly.
Well, a drum set's really good though, because it's like kids like to make lots of noise, and it gives the kids something to like put some anger in, like hit something,
Yeah.
So let's out all that aggression.
I bought my kids a playhouse, right? The thing was like $500. The box that it came in was massive. It took me 2 days to put the thing together because it's the playpen. It had the ladder up to the little house with the slide down, the swing set attached, all the fixings. It was nice. I was proud of that sucker when I was done because I did it by myself. And they played with the box.
Of course they did.
For weeks.
Of course. I knew it as soon as you said big box.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I've got a 1,000 pound Ibanez guitar.
Nice.
Quite expensive. Quite expensive guitar. I could have got a cheaper one, but it's like I like Ibanez. So.
Well, that's what I did. I got 2 guitars, I got a bass, and I got it's not a regular drum set, it's the electronic ones, but they plug it into the amp and it sounds like
right,
drums.
I know what you mean.
So, but they picked them up one at a time, and every one of my kids can play all the instruments. They play bass, guitar, and drums. I just got to get them to play together.
Yeah, and all you need is a lead singer, and then you got a band, haven't you?
That would be me. And we're going to call it Old Spice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Are we waiting for your show, Nathan, or
it's happened already? This is
finished?
it. We're waiting for me to round out, actually.
Right.
Do you have any proof that it's a globe by any chance?
We're back in our own server now. That was Fluffy B.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see who's talking.
Does he even know we were in politics today?
Yeah, we're in politics today.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm banned from that server.
Why?
Same as QE.
Seemed like a nice guy.
I am a nice guy, but I can't remember why I got banned. It was many years ago. So I wouldn't be able to give you an answer because I can't remember what happened like 2 weeks ago, let alone years ago.
I can tell you, you lost your patience with a moron, and you went a little bit too far in the eyes of the moderators. That's
Probably it was probably something like that. Yeah.
And why is
But
Q
I am on official Flat Earth Discord, across the plane, 24/7 Flat Earth Discord.
Across the plane?
And
What's
politics
that?
and religion.
What's across the plane?
That's. Have you ever met a woman called Aeon or Eon?
Vaguely rings a bell.
Yeah, that's her server.
Is she nice?
Can you get us in there?
Can you get us in? The next question. Yeah. Well, would we want to be in there?
I don't know. I'd have to ask her. Because I very rarely talk in there. You know, but if we could get more traffic in that server, then I'm guessing it'd be good for both, wouldn't it? You know.
I don't know. Any server's good. It's just somewhere different, isn't it? Yeah, ask.
Yeah. I might ask her next time I see her. She's not been online for a while, so I hope she's okay.
But is their server active? More importantly than her well-being.
Well, let's have a look. There's a lot of text chats that are active. You know, VC chats not so much. They've got like a live stage and stuff, but there's no one there right now. But I'm guessing if you came in, Nathan, if they allowed you, I don't know if they will or not. That's up to them. Then it'll probably. I don't see why they wouldn't though, because it'd increase traffic, wouldn't it, for their server?
I don't know. It's just we want to be somewhere new with new people, talking to new people.
Yeah, I mean, you probably met some of them because, like, Indio 007 is in that server. Anti-globalist DJ is in that server. Loggy is in the server. You probably met them before.
Yeah. But there's going to be people who don't
QE
know.
is in the server.
Again?
QE is in the server. What am I, chop lever?
Yeah.
You're already there, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm there, yeah, as well.
Well, isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
There's not too many.
So,
there's not too many people in there, Nathan.
There's not very many people there.
No, but it's always good. I mean, you might pick up a few stragglers who are like, like on the fence, right? But I mean, a new place is a new place, right? You don't know until you try. So next time I see Eon, I'll have to remember to ask her
Perfect.
about that.
That's all you can do. Perfect.
Yeah, but I've not seen her for days and days, so I don't know where she is.
She's around. She just posted in the server. So.
Oh, did she? In what?
Yeah.
What chat?
She changed the name to Verity. It looks like.
All right. Oh, that's probably how I've seen her then. Let's see. She was on my friends list, I think, but she isn't now, which is strange.
We shall figure that out in the sidelines.
I think she has plans on doing a podcast at some point. That's what she told me.
That'd be kind of cool because it's like, yeah. So we'd have to speak to her wherever she's posting because I'm looking in the general lobby because that's where most people post, I'm guessing.
Here, look in the lobby now. Tell us what you read.
Yeah, I see Verity, Aeon.Verity, yeah.
How about that one? Do you see that one?
He's just posted something. He's just having fun with it. I'm going to round out. There's something pressing that we need to cover. Ballbusters tomorrow, right?
Ballbusters tomorrow. Fine. Yes.
Okay. Rightio. With that, I'm going to say another huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G Plus panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member. Hit me up on PayPal and Ko-Fi and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.